So, funny story. I actually already recorded this game, but because it's infernally hot in my room at the moment, I forgot to make sure it was actually recording my mic input as well. So, good job me. I'm going to have to re-record it now. This game was played about 2 months ago. Maybe not 2 months. It was a long time ago, put it that way. Back when I still take my mediums down the rails instead of to town. I think it was shortly after patch 0.8.9 came out. Could be wrong. So I play my Object 140 with Xerxes and Juffa a lot. They're going to city. Looking at the map now and the amount of shit coming rails, I should have also gone city, but I didn't know better at that point. Now I do. Teams are fairly evenly matched. Dodoma is in his IS-3. I've been playing World of Warplanes with him earlier, and seeing him on the enemy team is never a good sign. Our team wasn't bad, except for our 4202. You'll see why shortly. Just try and get this running a bit smoother. The heat's not helping. My PC's on the verge of spontaneously combusting, I fear. So, take position in this bush, make the game run even worse. There we go. So, I'm just trying to spot from here. Then I notice our genius 4202 has parked himself next to me. 4202 has decent camo value, but not good enough to do that. And knowing how bad he is, he's going to fire his gun as soon as he gets spotted. Or sorry, as soon as he gets an enemy spotted, which means I'll get shot at. So I take a quick shot and back out. I was planning on backing out anyway. I just decided, oh fuck it, I can fire my gun as well. So 4202 and 704 both take hits for their trouble. All three of our 704s are sitting in the open like fucking idiots. I look for another shot on the JPE, which was a big mistake. He could have hit me, thankfully he didn't. So we just lost a tier 10 medium to an IS-3. It's always a good start. Our guys in town have taken a decent amount of position, but they're going to be pretty well outnumbered there. So what I do here is I backed up all the way and I'm looking for shots down this side of the rails, maybe at some of the enemy mediums. Our 4202 drowns because he's terrible and then blames our 268 for it. So enemy 4202 is up, but no shots. No shots on the bat chat, no shots on the JPE. 4202 exposes himself momentarily while he shoots our T71. I'm not sure if my shot connected. It doesn't really matter anyway. So I'm backing all the way up now. I don't want to be anywhere near this flank. It's clear it's not viable. I'm going to go help out in town. One of our 704s gets killed by the 53-55 because he wasn't in RD cover at all, or moving, or camouflage. He just sat in the open. So here we go. Our terrible 4202 is blaming our slightly less terrible 268 for his drowning. It was entirely his own fault. Dunning-Kruger in full swing right here. So I see an E50M, I'm going to go for it, but he's got a little frame. So I try and take out the AMX first. I don't want it ganking me while I'm engaging the E50. The E50 lets me do it, and then comes up to a point where I can track him, and he can't depress his gun well enough to hit me in any sort of vulnerable spot. With that said, they do still have a tier 9 Audi, no less the most overpowered tier 9 Audi in the game, so I don't want to sit still. Decide to push on the E50M, and then I get some little help from behind shortly here. See me bouncing shots from the left too. I think that's a 4202. Having trouble getting through the E50M's turret. If I stop to aim, I might be able to, but I don't want to risk it. I rush at him and Hardy comes in. Arati was doing fairly well this match. He had my back. So I see this giant glut of enemy tanks on the south side of town. I know all the enemy TDs are south, so I push up. It's a fairly safe assumption there's nobody sniping from the D-line reach because there's no tanks left to snipe from the D-line reach. They've all been spotted. So I push in, engage the King Tiger first as he's the easiest target. He takes cover, 57's one-shottable and a big threat, take him out. Then Luva is exposed, so he's next. See the Tiger 2 and IS-7 taking cover. The IS-7 gets absolutely demolished by Arati. Managed to kill that guy, and then the Tiger 2 gets finished off by our AMX. So we've cleaned up town pretty quickly. That was good. I was really happy with how that turned out. Unfortunately, our east has fallen and the entire enemy team are headed for our base. And now it's 1-for-1. Now, I head for the enemy cap, thinking I might be able to get in there and find the Artie, then kill it, come up behind one of the TDs. Rather stupid of me, it was obvious one of the TDs would come back to defend, if not more. I should have stuck with the rest of our team and defended our own cap, but the magic of hindsight wasn't available to me while I was actually playing, and so, well, you'll see the outcome. So I head down this side, so I've got some natural cover here to use if I get spotted, and also just because it's nice and fast to get across. I also don't want to be spotted too easily from the bridge, and here I'm outside of enemy range for them. So I take a shot at the Artie and it gets eaten by a fence post, of course. He spots me and then I drive straight into a JP Hundo shell. So I don't want to do that again. And I've dived behind the building here in order to try and take cover. Looking for a shot on that Artie as he runs away, but it's just not happening. The rail embankment's in the way. The enemy get on our cap. Xerxes rushes ahead to try and deal with him, rather overextending himself, but he has to get the reset in. Juffo is in his mouse, but he's highly exposed where he is. Our 5120 is supporting from angled houses, but he's on reload, and our Luva is coming down to me for some ungodly reason. He should have stayed with the others. He achieved nothing by coming down here other than distracting them long enough for me to escape and getting himself killed. There was really no purpose served by it. So you can see me, I'm not really looking for shots on the JPE here so much as looking for, I want to keep him lit, is what I want to do. I get spotted there so I back off in a hurry, but I want to keep him spotted so I know what he's doing. I don't want to suddenly see him come around the corner in front of me. That would not be pleasant. See the Luva's in the open where he will be seen by the JPE, so I take the opportunity to run away while it's distracted by him. Juffo and Xerxes couldn't get much done on those enemy tanks, unfortunately. Just they didn't have the positioning or the hit points to do it. I run through the trench to try and maintain some camouflage and some cover. And I decide I'll head up towards angled houses and try and support that AMX. If I can keep the AMX alive, we have a chance at winning. A slim chance, but it's still a chance. Even a one hit point tank still has a gun. So I spot the 42, or not the 42, the 215B, sorry. I've gone to heat at this point because I really don't want to lose. Unfortunately for me, this will come back and bite me shortly. I just can't save the 5120 from the 183. So I'm sitting here trying to spot. It's not really working for me. So I use the bushes to screen my movement and dive down to the right into the trench here. Now I should have gone to APCR here because the effects of the heat normalization really came through in this match. So I get a shot at the 4202, it hits, I have no idea what, possibly the boxes and shitting cap, possibly a tank wreck, I don't know. First shot bounced off the 268. If it was APCR, it probably would not have. Second is better aim in the pens. But now I've got a 4202 charging me. I should have shot at his turret, but instead I shoot his heavily angled hull and bounce. I shoot and bounce again, and only now I think switch to APCR. I get one penning shot in, but it's too late. And look what this guy, what I said about his shitty attitude, look at this. What a fucking shitter. This is the same guy that Funky J-Rob ran into on 2 separate occasions and got called a stat patter by. Because while our esteemed friend Nitropissis was sniping from spawn in his overpowered German TDs, he accused Funky J-Rob of throwing the entire team under the bus so he could pad his damage, when he was in fact doing the opposite. He was doing absolutely everything he could to carry his team. I've never actually seen that guy play well. I've never seen him play aggressively. All I've seen him do, funnily enough, is hide behind his team and snipe until he gets 4 or 5k damage and then start insulting better players than him. So, not a very pleasant person to run into. It was most unfortunate I couldn't take him out at the end there, at least as a bit of a fuck you to him, but oh well. Lessons learned from this match. First of all, don't go rails in a medium. It doesn't work anymore, especially not from north. Don't split up from the main force in an event where you have to reset your own cap. It's not worth the risk of trying to cap fast. It's a very pubby thing to do. I don't know why I tried it. But what I think was done right in this game was going south through the town. That worked out really, really well. If only I'd actually done that earlier, we may have had a better chance at winning. But our team did at least fire their guns. We had some players perform very well, others not so well. Most notably our tier 10 medium, who drowned himself in the opening minutes of the match. That was extremely poor play. It was even worse blaming it on someone else, but I don't know if I'll be able to find the post-game screens, as this game was played so long ago. If I can, they'll be in the video description. If not, you'll have to just live with it. But 5k damage loss is pretty much my Object 140 experience. I play it much better than I play my T62A, but I have a worse win rate in it because reasons. Hopefully one day I'll get that fixed. My 62A did start out with a very poor win rate as well, so hopefully just once I get a bigger number of games it'll start to even out a bit. But either way, it was an interesting game. It's one that I'd kind of purged the memory of for various reasons, but it does show a bit of good play and a bit of bad play, I think. So that's why I'm going to actually go back and upload it.